Hello, y'all. It's 10:19 a.m. in the morning. So shortly, I'm gonna have to leave out of this hotel room. So excuse me. I'm surprised I still have a little bit of support now from a few people, but a lot of people had turned against me even within this past few days and kicked me down even harder. You know, and betrayed and turned against me at my lowest. Excuse me. So somebody got, I don't know who it was, got hateful and blocked me on Twitter. And somebody, I forgot what his name was, got hateful and unfollowed me on TikTok, and another person did too, but I can't find that person. So, but that person I was telling y'all about earlier, that private messaged me, she made me upset that I had to block her. But, you know, so it's like, but then the guy that I'm talking about that unfollowed me on TikTok, he didn't have any videos up at all. So his name was MOG something, I don't remember. But I don't think he ever liked any of my posts or comments or anything anyway. Or I mean, so it's like even like when it comes to both a place to live or jobs, people think that I'm just this crazy person that um just up and get mad and abandon the place, but you know for no reason at all. But you know like with the place that I just had to leave, what was I supposed to do? They were going to evict me anyway, or they were in talks of evicting me, and it's falsely accused me of breaking all the rules. So at first, you know I mean, I don't know, it's like I'm sitting here feeling like what me having to give up pretty much nearly all my valuables and possessions. I'm sitting and then ended up back homeless again. Like homelessness is another version of prison, because people think that homelessness, like homelessness is some form of punishment. So if people think that you deserve this because you did X, they want to falsely assume that you did XYZ wrong to deserve to have this misfortune to happen to you. But people talking about on TikTok and Twitter and probably YouTube as well, talking about how their own neighbors doing stuff to them, or contractors or government officials or whoever, torturing them in the gang stalking program, torturing them and trying to make them homeless. Even homeowners who are targeted. And, there has some people who had it all and then lost it all pretty much overnight. Lose everything pretty much overnight. Lose your business that you had that was pretty much successful. Lose your home, your marriage, kids, if you lose your home, marriage, kids, your vehicle, your boats, um, everything. So if people who claim to be targeted know how this program operates, I don't know why they fault me for ending up back homeless again, or why would they fault me for being back homeless again, or act like they don't believe what I'm going through, or they'll kick me down even harder and victim blame and say I brought it on myself. So I mean, if they were in talks of evicting me anyway, and then you know that fake perp Miss Shirley, acted like as if she was trying to heavily, you know, encourage me and make it like it would have been like my best interest, you know, for me to leave, and then for me to get more threats afterwards from, you know, like the perp with the purple hair that said not everybody gonna spare me. You know, she was a perp too. So it's like I don't even know if she was a resident there or not, because I had never seen her before. But for y'all, and I know that Whitney perp, of course, she smear campaigned me to that lady, and that's why the lady turned out to be so, was so aggressive towards me. So, but y'all have like zero heart towards somebody that's supposed to be considered special needs, disabled. So being targeted, you can't. Well, I don't know about others, but you can't even last long anywhere. And as I said, this is what I went through. It was just similar to how they do with workplace mobbing and what would happen at shelters. At the shelters, and I mean, there's really hardly any shelters here in Pensacola, but that Heavenly Blessings is a cult and a scam cult. So I can't go there. And New Orleans Mission is a scam cult. And Salvation Army in New Orleans, they got too many bed bugs and nobody gives a damn. And they bullied and ganged up on me and mobbed me out of there too. I think the staff deliberately put me on what they knew was a bed bug infested bed. Excuse me. So I think the few belongings I have in my couple of bags, of important stuff, I feel like I'm gonna have to get rid of that too. So I'm walking around. The only clothes is the clothes on my back. And how am I gonna? I mean, I have 4 of my favorite Bibles, plus my two my high school diploma and college degree, and few other important documents, and a few other things. So so excuse me. Like, I mean, I was able to last 4 years in Denton, Texas. I mean, and I know that when I was being mobbed and bullied and ganged upon, at New Orleans Towers, I almost didn't make it there in the first week, and they were talking about evicting me. That was my first place on my own. And I didn't realize it was gang stalking. For me to be ganged up on and bullied and taken advantage of. And then the, the staff wanted to have me evicted or falsely saw me as the problem. But, I think I lasted like a year and 9 months. No, that's not correct. Um, Whenever, from November, or is it November 2003 all the way until Hurricane Katrina came. Um, that I was there. That was my very first place, New Orleans Towers, a low income disabled place. But I didn't last long. Get to last long, and I didn't get to last long in New York. And the roommates were threatening me, and again, they wanted to have. I mean, the roommates were bullying me, ganging up on me, and threatening me, and whatever. And you know, the roommate Crystal Marshall in New York. Every time she saw me, every time she saw my face, she would pull a knife on me. And the police didn't want to do anything, and they were talking about taking me to jail. So that's when I ended up suicidal at that time. This was back in 2007, before I left New York. I was in Brooklyn, New York, to be specific. I don't even remember the name of the housing or whatever that I was in. And they would not allow me to have my own place to myself, and with that fake mental health program. And I, like, with my type of disability, I needed to be by myself. I needed to be by myself. So nobody, excuse me, none of the nobody believed me, and I almost got murdered by doggone roommates. You know, and at first Crystal was acting like a narcissistic control freak fake friend, and was very weird, like doing stuff like calling herself, trying to give me her old used trash as gifts. You know, but I lasted 4 years living in Denton, Texas, and I had a bunch of issues there too. And in 2009, the landlord was threatening. I mean, he wanted to, he was an eternally angry narcissistic abuser who, his name was Jim Killian, and it used to be called Killian Property Management. So, he had told me, yeah, through thinking mental health, he said, yeah, I'm gonna let you out of your lease because you don't seem to be functioning very well. No, it's you, because you're the money hungry narcissistic abuser. So that's why I used to call him Greedy Murders, was the nickname I had for him. And he would because I felt like he was so abusive, harsh, and narcissistic that he would murder your feelings. Emotionally murder you by being so harsh and abusive and mean. And they were all mean and abusive. And then when Scott Brown Properties bought that out, and dealing with Nina Coker and all them, they were abusive, narcissistic, hard, and mean, and were always yelling at me too. So, but I lasted 4 years in Denton, Texas. I lasted 4.5 years, or 4 years. No, no. Was it 4.5 years, Denton, Texas? 4 years in Denton, Texas, and I had my place 4 years in Los Angeles. And before then, I didn't do well with living with people, like roommates and all that. transitional housing, and you know, ganging up on me, bullying, harassing, and threatening me, um, trying to use and take advantage of my money or my any items that I had. And so when I was in Jefferson, Shrewsbury, I had dealt with drug addicted, like the next door neighbor, Michelle, or her real name was Ella Carvin. And she was, running a drug. I mean, something like there was a drug. She was like, it was a drug thing. And I'm like, I never dealt with this before. Somebody got a drug house like right next to my apartment. And it was gang stalking, and the neighbors would bully, harass, and threaten me and make me feel unsafe. You know, so because Michelle would try to use and take advantage of me and always asking me for stuff, and I didn't realize that she was, selling it. The stuff that she was asking me for, I didn't realize she went and sold it for money for drugs. So all my neighbors were pretty much an issue and were perps. But in 2017, I lasted a year there. But by October 2017, stuff started to get really, really bad. With the ghetto neighbors having loud parties at 1 and 2 o'clock in the morning. And then the police didn't want to do anything. And then in 2018, like I lasted only 1 month there, just like I lasted only 1 month at this last place. I mean, targeting got worse. So, like, there have been times like being in Pensacola, homeless and everything, in order to avoid dealing with the abuse and bullying from the bus drivers. The ride that could have cost us 70, was this is this 85 cents for a disabled bus ride. I was forced to forfeit the 85-cent disabled bus ride and pay like $20 for a freaking Uber ride. So like everything that happened with, where I could have been paying $213 a month for rent, and then but ended up to be forced back homeless again. And with hotels being expensive and everything, I'm like, this is fucked up that they just don't give a damn that they did this to me. But if I would have stayed there longer anyway, they would have either evicted me. One more complaint, they would have either evicted me anyway, and the neighbors would have taken advantage of giving me more pure hell and getting away with it. Either that, or I would have been murdered. So, but I know living in the hood, in the ghetto, um, like neighbors don't really rat each other out to the front office. But so that's why those ladies that were in the building in front of us said that yes, Whitney and the other neighbors are usually a problem, but the front office falsely, they try to lie and say that Whitney, that they never had any complaints about her, so they automatically took her side because I'm the new person, and all I was trying to get was peace and quiet. you know excuse me. And Whitney lied to the police and lied to the front office and said that she would have her kids watching Coco Melon, which I never made any complaints with her watching Coco Melon. The only time complaints were made was when she was blaring a loud music like a dude. She was blasting a loud music like a dude, like how men do. So So yeah, being targeted can't even like I've been like I mean as I said, like when I got to that place the first day, I felt like it was unbearable enough that I wanted to break the lease. And I'm like, Miss that Mary Starworth lady, I'm like, this woman lied to me. She lied to me. Lied and said it was real quiet and I wasn't gonna have no problems. When I try to ask her about disability accommodations for the noise thing, and she tried to say no. She tried to make it like as if my hypersensitive hearing problem is not considered a hearing impairment because I'm not deaf. Excuse me. But even if I was deaf, you know, the excruciating the excruciating you know assault from the vibrating, from any loud bass or low frequency weapons or anything like that. But yesterday I came across one of my videos of when I was in Bloomington, Texas, and I felt re-traumatized all over again looking at that video. And it's like, as I said, in Bloomington, almost everybody's an abusive, narcissistic, satanic perp, except for me. you know, so I don't even know of or have any other place that I can go. But I mean, I know I'm gonna have a hard time and really know where to go in my hometown, New Orleans. You know, but but it's like people who claim to be Christian and be the first ones to unfollow and block me on social media, and they don't even reach out or give me support or be praying for me or nothing. You know, excuse me. And then the same place where they have the Masonic ghetto hoods and everything, they got. I mean, like they always have the Masonic churches in the hood, the Masonic satanic sellout churches be in the hood. So and a lot of the Freemasonic lodges, while they have Masonic black sellouts that living the high life in gated communities and what they say affluent areas or whatever, but they have the Masonic lodges right there in the lowest of the ghettos and in the hoods, just like Planned Parenthood and abortion and all that in the hoods, in the ghettos. Excuse me, the low income poverty areas. So I mean, with my disability, I wish that I had more support and more accommodation to help me, live somewhere that can be peaceful and quiet and by myself. Um, but abusive, narcissistic gang stalkers, they think that I need a handler to control and watch me at all times, and that's why they talking about that I need to be put in a group home. Well, if I got put in a group home, they would probably mob me out of there too. I mean, certain shelters I got mobbed out of within the first 2 hours, and the same thing with jobs due to the gang stalking. And they will huddle together and mob around and crowd around you, and make like a straight up cult like bullying campaign. So it's like the perps will destroy everything you're trying to accomplish. But people, they won't even help me try to get someplace that's safe and quiet, and help me to be able to get a job where I can have the potential to last long, and if I can work at home or work from home or be by myself and don't have to worry about workplace mobbing or anything like that. So, well, it's almost time for me to go. It's 10:45, and I was in the, I don't know how much the light would, um, you know, see. So I didn't turn the light on because I know it would, take up more storage space on my phone. So I'm disappointed because I hope I don't have to get a new phone because this new charger, I mean, I don't know why it's taking like so many hours to charge the phone. So I don't know if I need a new cord or another new charger, or if I need a new cord, another new charger, or if I need well, I hope I don't have to need a whole new phone, you know. So I'm like, this is pretty bad being back homeless again and then dealing with the targeting, you know. So I mean, y'all please just keep me in your prayers. I'm not even trying to be a troublemaker out in society. The gang stalkers are the ones that's the troublemakers out in society. And people on the internet, I guess you can't. I mean, the fact that they're strangers, it's easier for them to not have any empathy or give a damn because they justify that by saying, "Well, I don't even know you." So that's what. But then you think that have more. You think that you say you don't have to really care about my situation or care about me because you don't know me, but you think that you can incorrectly judge my situation and fault everything on me just to block out having any empathy or for somebody's suffering. So, but I mean, I don't even know what I can do. But then, with me being in a super vulnerable state, you know, they would have a whole bunch of Masonic perps trying to prey on my suffering, and then try to traffic me or try to offer fake sellout deals that I do not want. So I'm gonna have to go for now, and I'll see y'all.